YouTube, what's going on YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Of course, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes. Man, it's positive vibes only. No negativity whatsoever will live on this channel whatsoever. All right, so today we are back with more from my friends over at So Avant Garde. All right, so Avant Garde is a place where you can experience a lot of high luxury, high quality niche brands, even some higher level designer brands as well. So they switched it up a bit. All right, so it's no longer Dedrick 10. Get that out of here. We are back with the Dedrick 20. All right, so Dedrick 20 will save you 20% off anything over on So Avant Garde except Mind Games. All right, so the Mind Games code is still in effect. Dedrick 10, 10% off anything Mind Games, discovery sets, sample cards, full bottles, whatever vibe that you're on, Dedrick 10 for Mind Games. But with everything, sample, sample, sample. All right, that's what we want to do. All right, so we are back. All right, so I'm very excited because I have a very minimum experience with one house, and I have minimum experience with two houses, and one house I have zero experience with. All right, so we got a lot to talk about today, so let's go ahead and tap in. And what's the first one that is up for discussion? From the house of Clive Christian, we are going to be smelling Matsukita. Matsukita from the house of Clive Christian. I don't know anything about this fragrance. I've never smelled the fragrance. We're going to continue the unboxings. Y'all seem to like the unboxings when we get new things in, so we're going to keep it rolling. All right, so here's the packaging. Very nice packaging from the house of Clive Christian. Here is the packaging. Very nice red and gold theme box. I'm not gonna, it's hell to open it, so when you open, I should have took it out, but my bad. You open it and the fragrance kind of sits in kind of like this coffin style, very luxurious book style casing. I should have done a better job of preparing, but we're live, folks. All right, so this is the casing that it comes in, and I know Clive Christian fragrances, retail at least, are very expensive. All right, but just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're going to be great. So, and just because these were sent to me doesn't mean that they're going to get any love. So we're going to see what they're about. I have no knowledge. A matter of fact, I can't even remember seeing any type of conversation about this particular fragrance. Matsukita. I'm going to assume that. So, you know, I'm the butcher, and that could be totally wrong. But let's go ahead and get into the fragrance and see what we have here. So we're going to spray the inside of my left arm. Traditional sprayer. For a very expensive fragrance, you know, I would be looking for a little bit of a pressurized atomizer, but okay, so in the air, okay. All right, so this is different. Well, this is, I don't know why I thought I was gonna get like something, I ain't gonna say mass appealing, but like easy to wear. Not saying that it's not, but in the air, it's definitely something interesting going on in the air for sure. So what I'm getting like kind of this herbaceous vibe to it. Kind of like this tea-like herbaceous vibe to this fragrance. A little bit of a spice in the air. It's very prominent. It is taking over my airspace for sure. It's definitely taken over my airspace. So herbaceous, tea, a little spice to it. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so yeah, this is different. This is different. I'm definitely getting the tea note like up close, but it's a different type of tea, a different style of tea for sure. Definitely got a bit of a spice here. There's a freshness to this as well. Maybe a little bit of woods. I have no idea, but that's just what my nose is picking up. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more for the masculine crowd to my nose. Not saying women couldn't wear this, but this definitely comes off a bit more masculine, okay? Yeah, I'm getting like this dry woods and this different style of tea. Not your oolong tea, not your black tea type of vibe, but definitely an herbal, an herbaceous take on the note of tea here. Do I like it? Yes, I do. Do I find it a fragrance that's going to be very complimentary? No, I don't. It could. Any fragrance can get you a compliment. But what I'm getting right now is definitely a, dare I say, unique masculine tone here with this fragrance. It could be worn on a day-to-day basis, but for me, I'm getting a business feel to this. I am getting a business vibe, an office vibe, a presentation vibe, a job interview vibe. That's what I'm getting to my nose. Very interesting. I haven't come across a fragrance that smells like this. I'm definitely getting a tea note, so I'd be surprised if tea is not in the fragrance. I had to fix my hat, like my hat was popping off my head for a second there. This is live. We're not editing, we ain't doing none of that. So let's go to the notes of Clive Christiansen's Matsusika? Well, Matsukita. That's what we got going on, okay? All right, so where we at? All right, main accords, according to our friends over at Perfumo: spicy, woody, floral, smoky, and fresh. Yeah. Top notes: bergamot, pink pepper, and nutmeg. In the heart, mate tea. Okay, matcha tea, mate tea. Chinese jasmine, gaiac wood, and jasmine sambac. So a lot of jasmine here. In the base, balsam fir absolute, woods, musk, and amber. Okay. Now I'm very interested to see what this does as it continues to dry down. And I have a little experience with matcha tea, if I'm saying that correctly. A little experience. I've had a cup or two. I've had it cold and I've had it warm. I've had it both ways. And the warm matcha tea comes off a bit herbal, herbaceous to my skin. Now I must say the floral aspect of this from the jasmine, I'm not really getting a lot of it. It's making sense with the nutmeg and the woods, how those are mingling together with the tea. That's making a lot of sense. The pink pepper, that's making a lot of sense. But I will say this is going to be a fragrance that I'm going to have to sit with. I'm going to have to wear in different situations to kind of get a real grasp on this thing. I am intrigued. I am intrigued. I am intrigued because it's not often these days, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just being honest. These days, it's not too many fragrances that kind of grab me and kind of have me a little bit puzzled, making me, pause in my initial opening and initial experience with the fragrance. So I'm liking what I'm smelling. It is different. I'm going to wear this week. By the time this comes out, I probably would have already worn it, and then you'll see it on a weekly rotation. So at the dropping of this video, maybe a few days later on my next weekly rotation, maybe this will be in the rotation. Very interesting. And the more that I think about it, my 1 cup of warm matcha tea that I had, that I've experienced, it does really resemble this. As this continues to get itself together, now I will say it took over my airspace with the 1 spray or 2 sprays in the air, but it's starting to really get itself together. It's dry. Definitely have that matcha tea, the dry woods for sure. Just not getting a lot of floral presentation here. Not much of a powdery type of vibe. I'm not really getting that. Slightly powdery, but not much. No, not much. Okay, so Clive Christiansen's Matsusika. Matsukita. And I know they killing me in the comments, but I don't care. Because I would love to see how many of y'all got this right on the first try that you tried to pronounce it. But whatever, man. I do enjoy this. I am enjoying it. I will be spending more time with it. Off the initial rating, I'm going to get us a nice 7.8 out of 10. This ain't going to be for everybody. It's very interesting. And I like that. I like fragrances that make me go on a journey. I have to wear it and test it just to really get a firm understanding, because, you know, you can wear a fragrance that is, you know, traditionally clean or sweet or floral. That's that, you know, you can have that. But this right here has layers to it, I believe. And I'm very interested on what my journey is going to be with this particular fragrance from the house of Clive Christian. Now, these are expensive. I think the retail on this is a whopping $450. So I don't recommend you thinking about blind buying this or even purchasing this. Even with the 20% off code, it's not going to knock it down that much. But if you are that intrigued and money's not an option for you and you are on a different type of journey, I got you. I get you. Do your thing. But sample this, y'all. Sample this. Go for the experience if that's all you're looking for. Don't blind buy this. I don't know how much it is on discounters. If they come off cheaper, which obviously they do on discounters, that's the word. But if you can find it on discounters and it interests you, go that route, man. Go, yeah, please don't don't spend $500+ on this fragrance. And someone's going to ask me, does it smell like a $500 fragrance? The composition of it, how different it is, the unique elements to it, yeah, it comes off as a rather highly luxury experience. Yes, it does. Whatever that price tag is going to be, and they put theirs at $475, then that's what it is. But it definitely comes off as a luxury fragrance experience, like, for sure. Like the quality, for sure. But from the house of Clive Christian, all right, we have Matsukita. Matsukita, get that in focus. Beautiful bottle. Love the red. Love the crown. Love the gold. Very nice. This is a 50 ml too. Very pricey, outrageous price for a 50 ml fragrance. But the price is the price. I say it all the time. The price is the price. But if you're looking for something interesting, you're looking for something unique, you're looking for something that's going to challenge you and not going to be like anything else in your collection, check it out. Whether it's via sample over at So Avant-Garde or you find it cheaper on the discounter, do your thing. I'll be back with more comments with this one, man. Clive Christian, all right. That's like my third one I've smelled from Clive Christian. And I want to smell more, and I will. All right, up next, very intrigued. I live in Florida. It's always warm here. So this is the fragrance that I'm very interested in to see what it's about. From the house of Peroy, we're talking Tangerine Pearl. Look at this. Can we get in focus? Tangerine Pearl, can we? There we go. Tangerine Pearl. The bottle says it all, doesn't it? And this is the casing, very simple casing, air perform concentration, 100 ml. Now this one is a little bit more affordable. Get that in focus. There we are. I know it's clashing with my studio light, but there we go. So this one is a little bit more affordable. All right, and we are approaching the summer months. We are currently in spring. So when I'm looking at the bottle and I see the name Tangerine Pearl, what are we thinking? 1, 2, 3, citrus. That's what we are expecting. And you know, it better be citrus in here with the build up to the bottle, to the casing, the packaging, all of that. So let's go ahead and see what's up. So let's spray it out in the air. Pretty standardized atomizer, pretty good though. And let's get this on my right hand. Got one, very citrusy in the air. Okay. Excuse me, almost got in my throat. Pause. Tangerine, grapefruit, more grapefruit, then the tangerine orange in the air. Bright, airy, zesty, grapefruit is really starting to kind of come about here, but I did get this immediate tangerine grapefruit dance that I got in the air. So let's go on skin here. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely grapefruit. It is a grapefruit tangerine blend though. Definitely like a grapefruit tangerine blend. But it is a spicy citrus here. Huh. Spicy citrus. The only, yeah, it's ginger. Because it ain't black, it can't be black pepper, it can't be pink pepper, it can't be any of the spicy greens, because I don't smell any green in here. But ginger makes sense. Ginger and citrus go together really, really, really well. God, it's good. And you know what? I haven't smelled anything like this combination. Now, this is nothing earth-shattering. You're not going to get this and be like, whoa, it's the greatest citrus that you've never smelled. I'm not saying that, okay? I am saying that it is a spicy citrus, and I don't know of too many spicy citrus fragrances. Man, I like this. For my taste, I know spicy citruses could be an uphill battle for some, but for my taste, for sure. This is gonna be ultra versatile for the summer, man. And it's really starting to really be more about this grapefruit here, if that's what it is. It has to be. Yeah, a gingered grapefruit. That's what I'm getting. Huh. Interesting. Like I said, not something you haven't smelled before, and you know, something in the vein you have smelled like this for sure. But all my summer fragrance heads, all my warmer weather, beach, pool, boat, summer lovers, this is one to consider. Consider for your collection. Let's go to the note breakdown of Tangerine Pearl. Let's see, Tangerine Pearl, where are we at? All right, from our friends over at Parfumo, here we go. Main accord, citrus, fresh, fruity, sweet, and powdery. 3 notes. Okay, 3 notes. Ginger, grapefruit, and iris. Now I'm assuming the iris shows up a bit later, but I didn't pick up any indications of an iris here. Now there's a softness to this fragrance that's starting to kind of show up here. I guess you could call that powdery, but it's like a softness. So yeah, I'm assuming that's the powdery nature of maybe the iris, that I just didn't get any type of iris in the initial opening, but big time on the grapefruit, very zesty grapefruit, and big time on the ginger. And if you know ginger, ginger is a spicy food. But it goes beautifully with, you know, so many things, especially when you're talking about blending it with another citrus. And that's what Tangerine Pearl is here. My God, this is good. This is good. And for me and the elements that I live in and what I got going on, oh yeah, this is going to be used quite a bit. I would wear this, oh yeah, to the gym, a hot summer day, taking the kids to get ice cream, running errands during the summer, anything in the summer. Anything in the summer. Living down here in Jacksonville, Florida, anywhere in the South. Anywhere in the South. This is going to work. This is going to work. Spice citrus. That's all I got for you with this. A spicy citrus. Now, as it settles down, I am getting that soft cushion, so to speak, that I was talking about a few seconds ago. It is starting to become a little bit more present, but I'm not getting this overly powdery iris feel here. When I think powdery iris, like fragrances like Prada Low come to mind. That's a powdery iris in that particular fragrance. You're not getting that here. You're not getting that. But this is good. The grapefruit, the ginger, and this, it has this softness that is rising as the fragrance continues to settle. I am a fan of this. I am a fan of this. This is a great everyday wear for the summer. It is a little bit on the more zesty side when you're talking citrus, particularly the grapefruit. Grapefruit is a citrus that either you love it or you don't, from my experience. But in fragrances, I love grapefruit. So I like how this presents itself. So I don't recall the initial retail price of this, but I'm not, if you can find this, wherever you can find it, summertime buy, put it on your list to try. Sample it. Sample it. I would assume that this, let me see. Let me see. Because I'm very curious of what the retail of this is. And see if I can pull it up real quick. And we live, we're not editing anything. This video is gonna run a little bit longer. And it is what it is. But let's see what we get here. Let me type it in and see if I can. Tangerine Pearl. So I'm on So Avant-Garde right now. Tangerine Pearl. Oh, not expensive at all. 100 ml is $145. So you use Dedrick 20 and get 20% off of that. That's a win. They also have 15 ml samples for $30. They also have a 50 ml for $95. So not bad. Not bad. They call it a citrus cocktail. That's what they call it. It's a citrus cocktail, and that's exactly what it is. So very affordable. It doesn't smell cheap. You know, a little synthetic-y, sure, but it doesn't smell cheap. It smells like y'all your Dolce & Gabbana summer series fragrances, the light blues and all that. There's all the different series. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dolce & Gabbana, they come up with that summer fragrance every year of the light blue, Italian zest and things like that. This is kind of, if Dolce & Gabbana wanted to take this and put it in the bottle, that's what it would be. I'm just trying to paint the picture for y'all. But Peroy's Tangerine Pearl, great for summer, win for summer, and I like this. Off the shoot for a summertime citrus, you can go 8.2 out of 10. 8.2 out of 10. I'm gonna be wearing this a lot during the summer, and not just for scents of the days. Gym, running errands, taking the kids to get ice cream, going to visit pops down south, just moving in the summer. This is gonna be a win. I like this one, man, and a lot of y'all will too. All my citrus lovers, citrus, grapefruit, ginger, iris. I am getting more of that softness that is starting to become a little bit powdery. So a nice transition, and I'll be back with more conversation of Tangerine Pearl. Just kind of let y'all know what it is, but I like this one, Tangerine Pearl. Peroy, never had anything or smelled anything from the brand, but now I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. All right, man. So that's gonna wrap it up. We had another fragrance that we were going to get to. I'll do some separate content on that. We cannot do a 30-minute video. So thank you to my friends over at So Avant-Garde for sending these my way, giving me the opportunity to talk to them and give my thoughts and opinions to y'all. Y'all will see these fragrances more. I will have more of a tightened summary of my experience with these fragrances as the weeks and the months go by. So again, Dedrick 20, use it, save some money, especially on this affordable gem right here for sure. This Clive Christian is very expensive, but it is interesting. It is unique. It is something to consider if you're in that space of your fragrance journey. I'd never recommend you spending $500 on a fragrance, but if you choose to, and you avoid the discounters and you ain't got time for that, please use a Dedrick 20 for yourself, not for me, for you. For you. All right, if you have any experience with those two fragrances, drop them down below in the comments. Let me know. What's your thoughts? What's your experiences? What are you thinking? I want to know, for sure. All right, y'all. Till next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. It's positive energy. It's positive vibes. Spike it up. Spike it out. Spike that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world is exactly what you will get back. That's for sure. All right. Long video today. It's cool. If you watch till the end, man, you a real one. Peace, y'all. Splacker.